signed a lease and paid their rent on time. So it came as a huge surprise when a Cambridge family says they were evicted from their home last week. It turns out the landlord no longer owned the property and did not tell the people living in the home at the time. Let's bring in CTV's Colton Weens, who's following the story and spoke with the family today. Colton, what did they have to say?
Well, Alex, Rebecca Gray, her 3 young kids, and her partner were renting a home on Short Street in Cambridge. They moved there in January and signed a 12-month lease with the landlord, but a court order shows the landlord lost the property days after they moved in. The courts sent notice to the landlord that the property would be seized, but no one told the tenants, and a sheriff showed up last week, kicking the family out.
We have nowhere to go. It's freezing. Apparently, you no longer own the house.
This is the text conversation Rebecca Gray had with her then landlord when a sheriff arrived at her door Friday morning to evict her family.
I had 10 minutes. So all my beds, my couches, all my clothes, all my kids' toys, all her toys, her birthday presents, their Easter chocolate, everything is in that house.
Gray, her 3 young kids, and her partner were renting the home on Short Street. They moved there in January and signed a 12-month lease with the landlord. But a court order shows the landlord lost the property to what appears to be 2 private lending groups.
My client was completely blindsided.
Appledale Property Management is now in control of the home and declined to comment. Butler says the property manager told her they came to the home in December and confirmed the landlord lived there. No one from the property management came to the home after that. But the property was listed for rent in December, which is when Gray signed a lease starting on January 15th. Court documents show just 4 days later, the court gave possession to the investment groups.
The fact that she knew that she was in this situation as a landlord and then she didn't bother to call or advise my client in any way.
The courts sent notice to the landlord that the property would be seized, but no one told the tenants.
Thereafter, notifications were sent to the house in the landlord's name, but my client can't open that mail.
Since Friday, the Gray family has stayed at their realtor's home, in a hotel, and now in a friend's vacant home, sleeping on air mattresses. The family purchased new clothes and have a GoFundMe page that's raised nearly $3,000.
This is Value Village clothes. I had to buy a new playpen for her to sleep in, things that we already have in my house that I can't have. I have to repurchase just because to live.
The landlord, Sarah Kahn, did not respond to our request for comment. Butler says she understands notice was given to the landlord, but wants the province to explore changing its policy to protect tenants.
Yes, the notice is sent, obviously in the landlord's name, but I do think that it is really important for them to actually go and post notice on the door, because in this case, she wasn't living there anymore.
Now, the Gray family says they will look into whether they can take legal action, but with having to purchase new items and find a new rental, they don't know if they could afford it. Butler says she is in communication with the new property manager and is hoping they will allow Gray to retrieve her things when possible. Alex.
Okay, CTV's Colton Weens joining us live with the story tonight. Thank you, Colton.